A young boy named Max lives in a small town with his parents. Max is an imaginative and enthusiastic child who dreams of becoming a great inventor one day. He spends hours tinkering with toys, taking them apart, and putting them back together in different ways. He often tells his friends and family about his big ideas and inventions. However, Max's enthusiasm sometimes gets him into trouble, as he often jumps from one idea to another without finishing anything. Max decides to enter a local invention competition at his school. He believes this is his chance to shine and prove his abilities. He comes up with an idea for a solar-powered scooter, something he believes will be revolutionary. For weeks, he spends all his free time working on it, skipping meals and staying up late. When the day of the competition finally arrives, his invention doesn't work as planned. The scooter breaks down during the demonstration. Max feels humiliated in front of his peers and teachers. After the failed competition, Max becomes discouraged. He avoids talking to his friends and doesn't want to face anyone at school. His parents notice his change in behavior and try to console him. They tell him that failures are a part of the journey. Max isn't ready to listen. He feels like a failure and begins to doubt his dream of becoming an inventor. One evening, Max's grandfather, an old carpenter who is known for his wisdom, visits their home. Noticing Max's gloom, he sits down with him and shares his own story of failures. "I once tried to make the finest wooden chair anyone had ever seen," his grandfather says. "I failed countless times before I made one that didn't fall apart." Failure isn't the end. It's where learning begins. Inspired by his grandfather's story, Max decides to give his invention another try. This time, he does more research, studies books on mechanics, and even asks his science teacher for help. Slowly, he begins to see where he went wrong. He realizes that his scooter broke down because he had overlooked a basic principle of weight distribution. Max decides to build another prototype, but things don't go smoothly. He faces numerous challenges, from electrical wiring issues to mechanical failures. At one point, he accidentally breaks the main component of his scooter. Max feels overwhelmed, but remembers his grandfather's words about persistence. Max's friends, Sam and Lily, notice his struggle and offer to help. Sam is good with electronics, and Lily has a knack for design. Together, they form a team. Max realizes that accepting help doesn't mean he is weak. It means he values teamwork. The trio works together, learning from each other and sharing ideas. They also have fun and support each other, which helps Max regain his confidence. Emboldened by his experience at the science fair, Max decides to take on a bigger challenge, a regional invention competition. This time, he wants to create something entirely new, a robot that can help with simple household chores. His friends, Sam and Lily, agree to join him on this new adventure. The trio begins planning and researching. They decide to build a robot with a simple design but effective functions. However, they quickly realize that building a robot is far more complex than building a scooter. They encounter problems with coding, mechanics, and power management. After countless hours of work and numerous failed attempts, the robot doesn't move as intended. Max feels his frustration creeping back. His initial enthusiasm starts to wane as the robot's arms keep malfunctioning. He feels like giving up, but remembers the lessons he learned earlier. Max decides to revisit the basics. Instead of focusing on complex functions, they simplify the design, making it more robust and less prone to malfunctions. This approach helps them solve several issues and move closer to their goal. A new mentor, Mrs. Thompson, a retired robotics engineer, volunteers at the community center. Hearing about Max's project, she offers guidance. By embracing challenges, learning from mistakes, and leaning on the support of others, we can grow, achieve our dreams, and inspire those around us.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fun songs as well as interesting and enjoyable stories.